Hello, gorgeous. This is Nina Dabai, and today I would like to talk what is truly happening in Brazil, in south of Brazil. Why I decided to do that? Because despite of the fact that my channel it's about femininity and feminismus or everything else that we can say that it's for women, I noticed that, well, we are living in a moment in Brazil that we never know what is the truth and what is fake. And of course, that there are so many things right now going on in Brazil, even when we're talking about politics or when we're talking about army or when we're talking about court or when we talk about the disaster and the catastrophe that is going on the south of Brazil. Probably you have heard from Gisele Bündchen, and she's from the south of Brazil, and it's the same place that we have right now happening in Brazil. I want to show you one thing, which is I want you to try to understand what is really, really going on over there. It's perhaps 90% of the state that it's under flood. It seems a lot, but I would like to try to figure out that better way. I'm going to show you for you here. This is the Rio Grande do Sul, where we have the flood, okay, where it's a lot of rain. And just for you keep in mind, this side here, it's quite the same side of the Italy, the entire country, Italy, okay? So in the end, just a part of here in the north, which is like 10%, is not under flood. All the rest of the country, all the cities, they are devastated. So simple as that. And Gisele Bündchen is from here. I would like to try to make you understand why this last state of Brazil, the south of the state of Brazil, if you take a look in the entire country, why just the south, as you can see here, it's happening what it's happening and what the government is truly doing with this catastrophe, okay? So the first thing that I would like to let you know is I was checking some videos. We have two things going on right now in Brazil. We have like a media, like a national media, which is called Global. Don't forget this word. Maybe if you want, I can type this down here, Global. And this is a media in Brazil. I can show you here, okay? It's called Global. It's a journal, it's a television and everything else. And since that Lula, our president, just had arrived in Brazil, they received money from the government because the government like pay this channel for the perhaps when we do have I don't know if you are very familiar with that, okay, but it's when you do need to do some propagandas. I think this is not the right word, but when the government needs to tell something for the population and they use the television or the radio or even these online channels to let the population know what is going on. So sometimes we do need the channels, the television channels, or even the radios just to announce something from the government. And as far as I know, since the first time that Lula won as a president in 2002, he had always used the television or the radio to be a way to communicate something. And it's how the government gives money for the television, okay? I hope that you have understand me on that. And what happened? Since that the television is receiving money, because time to time all the people it's seeing often YouTube videos or Instagrams or TikToks, so the television it's no longer so important as it used to be like 10 years ago. So of course that all the television, they are like having troubles with the payments and payrolls and etc., because most of people are not seeing television as they used to see before. And Globo happens the same. This is the biggest television program in Brazil, and with the most money, and they receive money from the government, and sometimes they are together in the information, or they are together in what they truly need to point out that is going on, to give the news, etc. But what is pissing the Brazilian off mostly, because sometimes Globo, the television, is the television channel, it's more concerned about the government, just to tell that the things is alright in the government, and don't give the true information what is deeply going on. And we had that since that Lula arrived again in as a president in Brazil. But why this is so important to try to understand what is going on in the south of Brazil? Because this television, it's not in letting the population know what is truly happening in the south of Brazil. Another and most important thing, the government took a lot of days to help people, to give food for the people, to try to save people. And in the end, like 95% of the people that it was helping people in the south of Brazil, it was or themselves, or the population indeed, or civilians, or volunteers. So the army just arrived very late. We understand that Rio Grande do Sul, it's a very big state in Brazil, and with a lot of people as well. We are talking about, I can show you here, I know that's in Portuguese, but it's almost 12 million people, okay? Just in this area, okay? So the thing is, you can see here, okay, here, almost 12 million people. Just in 2016, perhaps we have 12 right now. So this is the biggest problem in Brazil, because we had like 90% of the territory underwater, and we don't have the army enough, or or people enough from the state to really help the people, because even the majors, or even the fireworks, or even the police, I'm sorry, all they have the same issues. They had their houses underwater. So it's so simple as that. So this is the first thing that I would like to point out for you. Another thing, I told you about this situation with the television, about our president. I want you to see some video here. Okay, let me just have the time here. This guy is called Copini. Okay, he's from south of Brazil. Okay, and he is there. He has his family in a place in south of Brazil, which is one of these 10% of the cities that were not underwater. So he had a lot of issues with rain, but not underwater. Okay, just rained a lot, but they are safe. But he's helping people, and where he lives, because he doesn't live in the same place as his family, his house was always it was also destroyed. Okay, so I would like to leave just the subtitle here. Okay, and you can see that he's going to tell us a little bit what is going on in Brazil. Okay, you can see some images, and I'm going just to let him speak a little bit, and why it was so complicated, the situation in Brazil, because we had a moment that we were receiving Madonna, the singer, okay, and she's sang for millions of people in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. And the media, this Globo that I was telling you before, she was more concerned about the concert of Madonna, the transmission of the concert, okay, than what it was happening in the south of Brazil. Why? Because the thing get really worse in the day that she was doing the show. So they were more concerned about the show from Madonna than what everything that was happening in Brazil. And the houses, the level of the water, it was so high, so high, so high, that cover all the houses. So there were some people, for example, that they were in the roof, tried to be rescued, and some streets, they don't have roads anymore because it was destroyed. Some cities, for example, they needed to save the people that they were in the roofs with helicopters, because it was the only way to arrive there, or with boats or jet skis. Why? Because it was everything underwater. It was like you were in a river, everything just transformed in a river, and you could only rescue people in this way. So roads were destroyed and bridges were destroyed. So a couple of cities, it was impossible to try to give at least food or help or everything, because we needed the bridges or the roads, and they were destroyed. So some cities in Brazil, they took like more than 1 week to receive water, to receive food, to receive medicine, and 1 week, or try to help people because they were in the roof, tried to wait to be rescued. And we are talking about 90% of Italy that needed help, at least for a couple of hours. So of course that we do see that one hand, the army was not prepared. On the other hand, we didn't have enough people. And the third thing is the government took a lot of time to help the people. I would like to show you another thing. I will pause this video. I want you to remember about this person. She's called Marina Silva. Probably you have already seen this lady talking in some conference around the world, okay? So she's a environment and minister in Brazil, and she was in the first and the second of the Lula government. And one thing that tells me more about Marina is we had never had so much Amazonia forest destruction in the years that she was there. And one thing it's very interesting about her, she was just taking care about going to conference, tell people to not use any more private jets or at least cars, because the global warming was there, and the global warming was doing a lot of bad things, bad stuff in Brazil. So in the end, Marina Silva, I'm sorry, she's a person that she just like to blame or say to the people, we need your money, we need you to stop using cars and airplanes and etc. Just for you to have a situation regarding this. She went to Davos, for example, in January, and she went with another minister, the economy minister. And what she did in Davos, asked the people at least money, okay, because it was the only thing that she was taking care about, okay. And the other thing that she was telling the people that they were not enough to help the environment, that we should, as like a planet, stop using cars or airplanes or etc. Okay, so what is the thing? She went there in Davos, and she was just trying to say why everything it's complicated, why it wasn't enough, what we need to do, etc. She didn't have like a solution, or she didn't have a plan. She was just complaining and asking for the other countries money, because this is the only thing that she was doing. And when we had the situation with this catastrophe in the south of Brazil, she was there, and the only thing that she said is, yes, it's the global warming. Oh, we need to stop to using cars or airplanes. But one thing that for me sounds quite interesting, everywhere that the minister from this government go, okay, everywhere they have the private aircrafts from the army to go whatever they want. They fly private, and they don't go in normal airplanes, because I think that in the end they don't want to hear the population, because the population of our president, it's really, really low. And we had the situation south of Brazil, which told us in the end that the situation is even worse than we thought. The south of Brazil, I'm going to leave you to read the subtitles. The south of Brazil, it's a country that, history speaking, they always thought that the people doesn't care about them, and they don't need the government. So in this situation that we had like 1-2 days to indeed see the government doing something, when the people were in the roof like waiting someone to rescue them, you can see where the rain was. So let me just tell you something. This rain, it should go up, and this rain wasn't going up, because here it was, I don't know how to say all this stuff in English, but it was so dry here that all the rain stuff is stuck in this place. So instead of the rain just go up, the rain just stop here. Another thing that you need also to understand is the rain didn't stop yet. It keeps raining. The situation keeps getting worse, and they don't have like a situation that's going to stop. Another important thing, as I was telling you before, is they were waiting for the just for you to let you know, he showed up here that it was 333 millimeters in the rain in 1 day. Most of the cities in Brazil have like in 2 days this volume of rain, and so in just 1 day it was half of the volume of the rain for the entire year. So just for you to let you know that, because this is a very important situation. So imagine that almost all the people were in the roof waiting for being rescued. We had another situation. The planes, because the people could rescue most of them just in the boats or in the jet ski. Why? Because if it's raining, it's not possible to use the helicopters to fly and rescue people. So we didn't have enough people, enough staff, or enough people from the government to rescue people on time, because the people could not stay there more than 1 or 2 days maybe, because the people was without food, without all water. They were just in the roofs like, can someone help me, rescue me, please? So it was a catastrophe. People couldn't wait for that. But on the other side, the only way to go to some of these cities, it was just by plane or by helicopter. And when it was raining, the helicopter could not fly. So the people was like keeping waiting. So it wasn't enough people, it wasn't enough helicopters. It was 90% of a side of Italy underwater. And some cities, they had no bridges, no roads, and sometimes in the center of the state, well, we can go with the boat, but we need like to drive into the place that we can put the boat on, where it's the water, to try to save the people. So in the center of the state, which is also mountains or valleys or something like that, the people couldn't arrive over there, and like they took like 2-3 days to try to do that. When we had a good day, like the sun was shining, they tried to do their best. We have some people from the company that they had the helicopters. They went out from São Paulo and went to the south of Brazil. I can show you here if you want. But just to help the people, because they knew that the people was just waiting. So this video is quite important, because you can take a look what really happened, because this is a documentary. I will leave the link below in the description of this video. I will let him just speak a little bit, okay? Give some chance in order to see how it was complicated. He's going to tell us also that as a population of Brazil, okay, people in Brazil helped a lot, giving, sending food and money, helping, etc., and volunteers as well. But see this lady here, it was how the people was rescuing. But we needed to have a good weather in order to helicopters just arrive there, help people. So in the end, the thing is, the people, the volunteers or their own population just save one each other. and the government didn't do anything. And why I talked to you about the global and this television, this transmission that I told you before, because they were like transmitting the show of Madonna instead of try to show the world or to show to Brazil what it was really happening in the south of Brazil. And this is catastrophe. This was millions of people that they are homeless. Okay, I will let him speak for you a little bit. I will put here. Okay, just give me a moment.
E a água, então, ela continua descendo. Em alguns pontos ali, como as cidades de Encantado, Roca Salles, Mussum, Lajeado, Estrela e várias das outras cidades, não vou conseguir citar todas, porque até então foram 390 municípios afetados. Nessas cidades que beiram o rio, elas foram alagadas. Algumas delas alagadas no sentido de a água vir e alagar a sua casa, e às vezes até mais alto que a sua casa, cerca de 4 metros aí, né? Alagando até o segundo andar das casas, dos prédios, enfim. E em outros lugares ainda pior, quando o rio faz a curva, aquele tanto de água ela vem com uma correnteza e o rio não respeita essa curva, porque é muita água, e aí arrasta bairros inteiros. Então não é só um alagamento, é o rio arrombando com tudo, destruindo, quebrando a casa. E é por isso que muitas pessoas foram levadas junto com a enchente. Ah, mas não dá tempo de fugir, cara, o negócio é rápido.
So as you can see, it was a war situation. We had some issues with the government. For example, he's going to tell about the Madonna show. Let me just give this chance to him because this is very important.
E fala uma coisa dessas, se referindo a não podemos dar atenção às enchentes do Rio Grande do Sul e temos que dar atenção ao show da Madonna. Nesse dia, o brasileiro foi bem cruel com o Rio Grande do Sul ao terminar o Jornal Nacional sem um minuto de silêncio, omitindo o número de vítimas que foram mortas, arrastadas por essa enchente. Após o show da Madonna, que foi, na minha opinião, quase que um ritual, né, uma coisa cheia de simbolismos, e tu já vai entender o que isso tem a ver com as enchentes, que muitas pessoas que gostam de acreditar nessas coisas começam a associar uma coisa com a outra, dizendo que, nossa, o show foi um ritual, né? Não quero entrar nesses pormenores, mas como eu quero documentar tudo, quero te dizer que isso está na boca do brasileiro. Muitas pessoas estão falando sobre isso sim, tá? Após o show, você vê fotos como essa, do nosso querido amigo Luciano Huck, que diz assim, que a Madonna uniu um país dividido. A gente sempre teve essa fama de divisão do país, né? Do país ser dividido. E na verdade sabe que não é o Sul que quer se separar, é que o Sul se sente separado. E coisas como essa, toda essa negligência, fazem com que se reafirme ainda mais a separação do país. E usar a frase uniu um país dividido, levando em conta todo o contexto de um show gratuito de 60 milhões de reais, uma fake news de que Madonna doou uma parte desse dinheiro, que é uma mentira, nós temos uma pequena grande revolta aí com o povo gaúcho. Porque até então, nós tínhamos notícia de que o exército não vinha, né? Mas eu já vou falar disso porque tem a data exata para falar disso. O fato é que Madonna, o show da Madonna, num contexto geral, e a mídia toda cobrindo isso, ignorando o que de fato estava acontecendo no Rio Grande do Sul, como se fosse pouca coisa, nos gerou muita, mas muita revolta. Nesse mesmo dia, no sábado, o gaúcho, que não estava lá, que não estava sofrendo pelas enchentes, que não pegou o Rio Grande do Sul inteiro, porque é um estado enorme, inclusive eu sou uma dessas pessoas que não foi pegas pela enchente, não diretamente, conseguia assistir aquilo tudo e ver, cara, que aquilo tudo estava sendo muito negligenciado e sentiu muita raiva.
So now you understand a little bit what is truly going on in Brazil, why the army took a lot of days to arrive over there, why it was the civilians who took care about everything, why the gaúchos, they are the people who lives in the south, okay? Like Gisele Vinti, she's a gaúcha, okay? So we can see here why the people was so deeply angry with the government and also with the television, the media and the television channels. Why? Because they took a lot of days to let all the Brazilians know what it was truly happening in Brazil, in the south of Brazil. And today, I need to confess to you, I'm quite glad to know that all of us, all of the Brazilian and also the people here in Portugal, because we had a lot of foods and clothes and etc. that was sent to Brazil. It's good to know that they are safe and they are not so. We had deaths, of course. We still don't know how much people are missing or are dead because we need to wait the water goes down, and this is something the being observed actually, and this is something that can take more than a month. And yes, to be very honest to you, I'm glad because I see a lot of Brazilian around our country and outside country, even in America, in Portugal. And they were sending food, they were sending clothes, they are sending water, and they are sending a lot of things. So in the end, I'm glad to know that the Gaúchos, they are not alone. That okay, nevertheless, that we don't have a government that help people, because we have noticed already that this government, it's one of the worst governments that, like in Brazil, we had ever had. We know that the people, they were together to try to save lives, to try to help people, and this is one of the things that make me less unhappy with all the situation that's happening. So why I'm sending you all this information, you can check everything in this below in the description. Maybe you can give you or money or food or donations, okay, with a Pix, with a QR code, okay. But I'm not showing something that you can send for me. Just have one of this channel, or you can go in the government of the south of Brazil and have the QR code and donate with that, okay? So this is how I can contribute right now to let all the people know what is truly going on, because we are living a hard times in Brazil, and even a hard times that we are not allowed to tell things, because we need to really take care about what we are talking about, because the government keeps saying that every time that we say that they were not good enough or they are not competent enough to help people, it was a catastrophe, that they didn't help the people at the time that it was needed. They keep saying that we are doing fake news. And we have right now in United States a situation that one of the ministers of the court, he was already saying that he was doing a lot of things about to deal with the fake news. The fake news is us. It's us in YouTube, is in the Instagram. It's people showing all the people from Brazil what it was in front of them. So fake news is just have a camera and point out people that was needing help. Fake news is having a channel that you have the pictures and you show what's truly going on. So one side for them, it's fake news to criticize what they are doing. On the other hand, we have a television that it's more concerned about the show from Madonna than concerned about most of people that was needing help in the south of Brazil. And this same media that show we could see the Madonna shows in this media, we noticed that this same media is in the side of the government, because they are receiving money from the government. And that's why this media cannot criticize and say that everything that we are doing on internet right now, it's fake news. It's fake news. Right now, I have my cell phone and show all the people on the world what it was truly happening in the south of Brazil. So this is my concern right now, because if I am against the government, I'm doing fake news. And if I'm not against the government, okay, so everything is fine. So we are living a situation right now that we do have a lot of problems to talk and say everything that's really going on in Brazil. Why? Because we have a court, we have some ministers that they are under investigation in the United States, but those ministers, they are doing our best to try to avoid the fake news, or this media, that it's a media that we are in this media, or the people are just filming and send the films for all the people that have channels or Instagrams or etc., just to let the people know what the truth, what is happening in the south of Brazil. So I will leave you right now. It was a huge video. I'm sorry for that. I hope that you have more or less understand. You can check this video and check another video on Copini channels. And thank you very much for you that you stay patiently until the end of this video, okay? Thank you very much and take care. Bye-bye.